Are you tired of always being the second option, right? That choice no one really wants, but they go with it just because there wasn't anything else on the menu. Have you been sidelined when another guy showed up? You know, that guy who walks into the room and everyone already knows you're going to lose? Yeah, it's tough. The truth is, many men dream of being the masters of the game when it comes to seduction, but when they finally decide she's the one, guess what? They're nowhere near her choice. And then, my friend, loneliness is a sure thing. It doesn't matter if you made 1,000 plans or swore she was the one. If you're not her choice, it's over. And you can bet, when a guy who really knows what he's doing shows up, you'll be forgotten faster than a Monday morning diet promise. But hold on. Today, I'm going to rub in your face the 5 attitudes that make a man the number one choice for any woman. Get ready, because now it's time to learn how to be the guy they want, not the one they settle for because there's no better option. Let's go. Swallow your tears and pay attention. Number 1, emotional control. So, let me guess. You're all happy because you finally found a woman who seemed interested, exchanged a few words, laughed at your unfunny jokes, and you're already imagining the wedding, the kids, and even the dog's name. And then, when you least expect it, she just vanishes, leaves you on read, and you don't understand why you've been benched. I'm going to explain exactly what's going on. You have zero emotional control, and it's sinking you. You know that guy who, right off the bat, dives in headfirst without even knowing if there's water in the pool? Yeah, that's you. You can't see a tiny sign of interest without latching onto it like it's your last chance in life. You start placing absurd expectations on the woman, as if she's obligated to save you from your own neediness. And the worst part is that, in your desperation to ensure you win her over, you end up doing the opposite, suffocating her with this desperate need for attention. And you want to know the result? She notices that you're needy. Yes, my friend, needy? The kind that's always demanding attention, that wants to see her all the time, that's constantly checking if she's online or not, and that sends messages every 5 minutes to find out what she's doing. When you act like this, there's no way to be attractive. You completely lose the mystery, that aura of self-sufficiency. That's what really attracts women. Deep down, no one wants a man who seems more like a lost puppy than a potential partner. Now pay attention, because this is the part you need to internalize once and for all. Control your emotions. Stop acting like the world will end if she doesn't respond to you immediately. Let things happen naturally, without rushing, without desperation. You need to understand that the game of seduction isn't a race against time, but a marathon where endurance is what really matters. When you control your emotions, you not only demonstrate maturity but also inner strength. You show that you're not desperate for attention, that you don't depend on anyone to have a good day. And this, my friend, is what separates the men who are chosen from those who are just a temporary option. A woman wants someone who complements her life, not dead weight that needs to be carried. So, if you really want to be the number one choice, learn to control yourself, act at the right time, and don't show that pathetic neediness that only drives women away. In the end, emotional control is the key that opens the door to respect and desire. When you can stay calm, act wisely, and not let yourself be led by foolish impulses, you become irresistible. Women want a man who knows what he wants, but also knows that the world doesn't revolve around what he wants. They want someone who respects them, who values them, but also knows that he himself is a man of value, who deserves to be respected in the same way. So, stop throwing yourself at every opportunity and start choosing when and how to act. You'll see the difference. Controlling your emotions isn't just about not showing neediness. It's about knowing your worth. It's about understanding that you're an important piece in this game, and that if you act like someone who has the option to choose instead of being chosen, the balance starts to tip in your favor. And, my friend, when that happens, you don't just stop being the second option. You become the only one that really matters. Number 2, confident eye contact. Let's gush. You want a woman to choose you? but when it's time to make it happen, you can't even keep your gaze fixed on her? Ah, my friend, you've already started off wrong. If you don't have the courage to maintain eye contact, how do you expect her to see you as someone with attitude? Eye contact is more than just a detail. It's practically a natural selection test. If you look away, you're done, out of the game before it even begins. Women in general have this tendency to look away first. It's not because they're fragile or insecure, but because they're testing the waters. They want to see if you've got what it takes to hold your ground, if you have enough confidence not to be intimidated by their presence. And guess what? If you back down, if you're looking around like a lost puppy, you're sending the wrong message that you're weak, shy, and worst of all, lack attitude. And you know what happens when you do this? She loses interest faster than you can say hi, because honestly, who wants a man who can't even maintain eye contact? Nobody. This is basic. It's the minimum expected. A firm, steady gaze shows that you're there in body and soul, that you're not intimidated, that you know what you want and you're going after it. This is what women are looking for, a man who doesn't waver, who doesn't lose focus. So the next time you're flirting from a distance or even having a face-to-face conversation, keep your gaze fixed on her. Don't start looking at the floor, the side, the ceiling, or wherever. Look at her and make it clear that you're not messing around. This doesn't mean you need to stare at her like a psychopath, but rather that you should convey confidence and genuine interest. If you're struggling with this and think you're going to keep looking like someone who's always searching for the nearest exit, then it's time to do something about it. There's no point in pretending it's natural if it isn't. Confidence is something you can and should develop. Look, the truth is simple. If you don't have confident eye contact, you're sabotaging your chances from the start. Women want men who know what they want and show it in every way, including with their gaze. So, stop stalling and start practicing. Keep your focus, maintain eye contact, and show that you're in control. There's no mystery, just the raw truth. Either you do this, or you'll keep being the guy they look at and discard without a second thought. Number 3. Have an interesting life. Of course. When I talk about having an interesting life, there's always that smart guy thinking I'm talking about living like a movie star. Lots of money, luxury cars, mansions, and of course a bunch of women around. Hate to break it to you, but if that's your idea of an interesting life, you're completely out of touch with what really matters. Want to know what makes a life truly interesting? The answer is much simpler and, at the same time, far more challenging than you might think. It's not about living in fancy places or flaunting money. It's about knowing how to use your time intelligently, distributing your attention to areas that truly matter. Dedicating yourself to work is essential, but if you only live for that, congrats, you're just a corporate robot. Studying is important, but only knowing books by heart and having no social life turns you into nothing more than a walking encyclopedia. And last but not least, hobbies. If you don't have interests outside your routine, what you're left with is a monotonous and predictable life. Having an interesting life is about balance. It's about not letting yourself be defined by one thing. When you truly dedicate yourself to work, studies, your social life, and your hobbies, you become a complete person. And you know what? Women pick up on this from a mile away. They can recognize a man who has his life under control, who is financially independent, and even more importantly, emotionally independent. A man who doesn't need someone to fill a void but wants someone to share life with. Because, let's be honest, who's going to want to be with someone who has nothing going on in their own life? If you only live for one purpose, whether it's work, studies, or anything else, you become boring, predictable, and, let's face it, dispensable. Now, a man who knows how to manage the different areas of his life with intelligence, who knows when to focus on work, but also when it's time to relax and enjoy life. That's the guy women choose. So, instead of dreaming of a Hollywood lifestyle, start building a life that's truly worth living. Invest in yourself, in your development, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Dedicate yourself to being the best version of yourself in all areas, without letting any one of them dominate the others. And believe me, when you do that, not only will women notice, But you'll realize that living an interesting life is, above all, living a life that you yourself respect and admire. That, my friend, is the real secret to being the number one choice. Number 4, take care of yourself. Look, there's no point in wanting to be the center of attention if you can't even look at yourself in the mirror without feeling ashamed. If you don't even take care of yourself, how do you expect someone to want to be by your side? A man who takes care of himself, who has self-respect, and doesn't settle for anything less than the best for himself, is a man who will hardly be ignored by a woman. And don't kid yourself into thinking this is just vanity. The way you present yourself to the world says a lot about how you see yourself. And believe me, women notice every detail. First, let's talk about that hair. A good haircut isn't just a matter of style, it's a demonstration that you care about your appearance. A good cut highlights your face, gives you that air of confidence, and honestly, makes people take you more seriously. And let's face it, that messy hair that looks like you just woke up only sends the message that you don't care about anything. Now, about cologne. Don't underestimate the power of a distinctive scent. Nothing is more attractive than a man who knows how to choose a fragrance that suits him, leaving a trail of presence without having to say a word. A well-chosen cologne works wonders for your image, and even more so for your charm. If you think this is a small detail, it's time to rethink. Details are everything. And the clothes? The clothes. It's not about wearing expensive brands or following the latest trends. It's about knowing how to choose what flatters you. Clothes that fit your body, that highlight your strengths and hide your flaws, are a true weapon of seduction. Because let's be honest, what woman is going to want to be with a guy who looks like he stepped out of a 90s movie, wearing baggy, faded, and styleless clothes? If you really want to be chosen by women, it's time to invest in yourself. Feed your self-esteem. Make sure to take care of every detail, no matter how small. Dedicate time to yourself, your appearance, your well-being. Because, in the end, first impressions are lasting impressions. And if you think that don't judge a book by its cover works, you better wake up to reality. Women notice a lot how you present yourself. If you don't value yourself, who will? So, stop thinking that taking care of your appearance is a waste of time. It's not just about what women will think. It's about what you think of yourself. When you take care of yourself, when you look in the mirror and like what you see, it reflects in everything. Your posture, your confidence, the way you relate to others. And believe me, nothing is more attractive than a man who respects and values himself. Therefore, be meticulous with yourself because, in the end, the choice that really matters is your own. Number 5, be the challenge she wants to conquer. Now we've come to the master stroke, the cherry on top, the final trick that separates the dull men from those who truly leave a mark. Let me tell you a secret that might shatter your expectations. Women don't want a pet that's always there, wagging its tail and doing everything she says as if programmed. Where's the fun in that? They want a challenge, something that makes their heart race, that leaves them intrigued. Want to win over a woman for real? Then be the enigma she desperately needs to solve. First of all, let's stop with this pathetic idea that always being available is going to earn you points. It won't. If you're always there, ready to say yes ma'am to every whim, guess what? She'll find you as exciting as watching paint dry. The mystery dies, the fun disappears, and you become more predictable than the ending of a soap opera. So what do? Maintain an air of mystery, like you're always about to reveal the next big surprise. Don't give yourself away easily. Don't be that guy she's already figured out in the first conversation. Let her guess, wonder, question. Have your own life. Show that the world doesn't revolve around her. Because, my friend, if there's one thing women love, it's trying to solve a puzzle. And that's exactly what you need to be. When you become the challenge, you become her goal. And let me tell you more. The victory is much sweeter when she has to work hard to get it. Easy. That's for the weak. If you don't offer a good dose of challenge, you'll become as uninteresting as a shopping list. She'll want to understand what makes you so different, so unattainable, and why on earth you don't fold like all the others. So, want to be the guy she can't stop thinking about? Be unpredictable. Be that enigma she needs to solve. Don't lay all your cards on the table right away. Don't be just another pawn in her game. Be the challenge she wants to conquer. That prize that, once won, makes her feel like she hit the jackpot. And when you become that challenge, you can bet she'll choose you. Not because you're there, easy and accessible, but because you're the trophy she won't rest until she gets. And in the end, my dear, the one who comes out on top is you. So that's it. It's time for you to stop being the sidekick in your own life and take the lead role. It's time to stop being that guy women look at and forget 5 seconds later. If you really want to be the man they choose, you need to understand that the game isn't about being nice, predictable, or always available. The game is about being confident, mysterious, and above all, a challenge worthy of being conquered. Remember each of these lessons because they aren't just pretty words tossed into the wind. Control your emotions, maintain eye contact, build an interesting life, take care of yourself, and above all, be the enigma they can't figure out. If you do this, you'll stop being just another face in the crowd and transform into the man they choose, the man they want by their side. And who knows, in the end, the game might completely turn in your favor. So, get out of that comfort zone and start applying everything you've learned here. Because life waits for no one, and opportunities only come to those who are prepared. Don't be the guy who gets left behind. Be the guy they can't resist. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more tips, and share it with that friend who still hasn't figured out how the game works. See you in the next video. Until then, and remember, being chosen isn't a matter of luck, it's a matter of attitude.